Hey, it's Kellen, and today, you guys, I have a guest, and this one is personal because in our new relocation to South Florida, somebody has to do the kids' love locks, and this is the woman who came all the way, like an hour from Fort Lauderdale area to come hook my locks up, which you see that I've been swimming, and you can see all the, I put good use to it, so I'll be needing a touch up real soon. But she hooked the hair up. She has a company called Lex Styles. All her information will be in the description box. So if you are in the South Florida area, I'm vouching for her as a trustworthy, reliable person who knows how to do locks. Alexis, welcome to the show.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Tell me, because I want to know, in this COVID time, you have a COVID-proof business, and I want you to, tell the audience how you got started and how long you've been doing this.
Well, I've been doing hair since I was about 13. I went to hair school in 2015, and I just been going from there.
Okay, at 13, how did, I started with doing the doll's hair, or I was doing my cousin's hair, and then,
Well,
how did
I
that go?
was watching, I have aunts who does hair, and my mom was doing hair a little here and there. And I just started doing my own hair and then started braiding my cousins and everybody else. And then to the point my mom and my aunt, they stopped doing hair and I was doing their hair.
And was it just for the love, or was there ever like a benefit? Like I can do my hair and it doesn't hurt me as much as if my mom or my aunt did my hair.
More for the love. And then that's why I'm still continuing to do it, because it's my passion.
Okay. And at what point did it become a thing where you said, I can get paid to do this?
About 10 years ago, but I really went in for it for about 5 years ago. Just working for other people and, seeing how much I'm loyal. I'm a loyal person. I enjoy being loyal and I expect the same back. And working for a job for so long and putting in my heart and soul and not getting that in return, I felt that I was better off on my own. And then it gave me more time with my family.
Okay, can you talk about not getting anything in return? Because someone will say, well, you were getting paid. So what do you mean by that? Go deeper, please.
Well, I was getting paid, yes, but I wasn't getting paid for the job I was doing. I was doing every bit of 2 to 3 jobs a day. And asking for something small shouldn't matter if I'm the one I'm your go-to girl. I was like a manager and wasn't getting paid, but that wasn't a complaint. I actually enjoyed doing it because it gave me more to do on the job. That wasn't the complaint. It was just like little things. Like I also have health problems. So like it came to a point where they started bugging me about that. So it was like I could work for myself and know how far I could push myself within a day.
Okay, so really being valued, and I know we talked about this while you're doing my hair, but being a valued, contributor and team member, you didn't feel like they valued you.
Yes.
And I remember when we were talking, I was like, see, with this I do, and I told you I was, hiring for my property preservation business that I'm just starting. And I said, I want to value my people because your people are the ones who, make you money. It's all about relationships in anything that you do.
Yeah. Relationships and respect.
Yeah. And so, I definitely get that. And I think a lot of people will get that. A lot of folks, they'll stay in that situation longer than they should. And maybe you did too. What was like, what made you have the courage, and what was your first step into saying, I'm going to do this on my own?
More so of hearing From the job, no, when it came to things that I needed to do for my daughter.
That gets real personal. So what did you want to do? Like pick her up or something?
The last straw was because I had a meeting with her school, and I needed to be there, and I had told my boss, and because he had already started, being like a little nasty to me because we were actually pretty close. And because one time he asked me to do something, and I was just like, I can't do it, especially if you can't pay me for that job. And he was like, well, I can't pay you for it. And I was like, well, I can't do it. And from that point on, things started changing. And right after, I needed to go to a meeting for my daughter. And he gave me a hard time about it. He was like, I couldn't leave. And I'm like, we're talking about my daughter here, not just anybody. So I was like, after that day, it was like, I'm done. And I just didn't go back.
Okay. No, I totally get that, especially because when you're asking for something for your child, what all employers have to understand is you're not really asking, you're telling them, I have to be there. I mean, you don't know what the situation is, and I don't need to tell you fully what that is, but it could be an emergency. It could be a legal thing. The school could say, if you don't show up, we're calling the people, and the people are coming up in your business. So I can definitely understand that. So when you took this and said, I'm going to do it by myself, a lot of folks, the start is the hardest part. So was it that you went and go grab the business license? What did you have to do to, be official?
Well, first off, I searched into working at salons, and I had already started going to hair school already. So after that, I was going to school and, working in a hair salon for a little while. I mean, it was okay working in a hair salon, but it was also better for me to travel because I like to travel to my clients because it's a little better. It makes them more comfortable, and especially because I do kids hair too. So for me to travel to them, it's a little better because for the kids, they feel more comfortable. They don't, feel like, oh, I'm in a new environment, So for me, I like the traveling part.
Okay. Yeah. And I tell you right now with COVID and, Alexis comes in, she has her mask, unless she's eating her chips. And then I'm like, unless she's eating her chips, but she has her mask on, and she had talked, about her, she had a health issue. But it's helpful. And a lot of, folks in this area, they're not wanting to do home visits. I mean, I've had people tell me, yeah, I do home visits. I'm just not doing them right now. Or one person told me I only do them for my professional athletes. And I'm like, okay, we don't, whatever, because
everything comes with precautions, and that's one thing you have to take everyday precautions, like especially because now we're talking about COVID, and this is something that we don't know how long we're going to live with it. So you got to take precautions and do what you need to do for yourself and your family.
No, definitely. And I feel, I mean, I'm quarantined. I'm inside, chilling. Where you saw me is where I'm at. There's nothing that I need to really do. I want to go out bad and do a whole bunch being new here, but you definitely have to. So have you found that business during COVID has been better, worse, or about the same?
I mean, it's been a little downfall, because because being that you have to take so much precautions, it's not easy to get new clients because, if you feel a certain way, you don't want to put yourself in like, oh my God, like, am I doing the right thing? Am I going to go home and be sick? Like, so it's kind of a downfall, but at the end of the day, you have to know everything comes with challenges. You just have to be willing to take it on.
Okay. And is the downfall in the clientele reaching out, or is it the downfall that
downfall of reaching out because people are afraid to even reach out too.
Mm. Okay. Okay. I didn't know if there were a whole bunch of me's. This being such a tourist heavy area, if there were just a bunch of people, new looking for people, and some folks have just stopped working. I mean, totally in hair. They're like, "Oh, I'm not doing anything," and some people make you come to the salon. So that's interesting for the person, especially the young woman who may be listening or watching, saying, wow, I want to do hair professionally, and they're maybe in the South Florida area. What are the, first steps as far as a business license, or do you need a license to do braids? What are the, the parameters?
I mean, they have, because when I first started out, my first license was my was my braiding license. I didn't get my cosmetology license until later. But I mean, there's ways around it if you just want to check it out before you actually, get it to going to school and all of that. Do your family, your friends' hair, little or nothing like that first before, actually getting out here and putting yourself out here. Because if you're not willing to go all in, then it's not easy, because that's with any business. So, because you have to put in your time, your soul, everything. Your back dark. Okay.
Okay. And I mean, there's ways around it, and I asked that because I remember it was years ago. I think I was in Texas, and they were talking about they wanted to make you have a license to braid. And I'm like, a license to braid? Is that a thing in Florida?
It's a thing in Florida, but that's why I say start out with doing your family and friends here first, because you'll see if it's for you. You know what I'm saying? And word of mouth is anything always first. If you good, your family and friends gonna spread your word out anyway. So, and then you go from there. You can always still do school and start your business.
Okay. How much is a license to braid? I'm just kind of so shocked about that.
It depends. It depends on the school you go to. You just take a little course.
Okay. And you have to pass this course, correct?
Yeah, but yeah.
And I'm shocked because everybody braids differently. Some people, I mean, is it black people showing you how to braid? Black hair.
It's not really. It's not more like that. It's more of a quick, brief book work of explaining everything of braiding. It's to teach you how to, like, if you don't know how to braid, but it's more so of learning the rules of the game. Like, they want you to know, like, because you got to remember, when you're doing hair, you got to always do hair on clean hair. Everybody don't think to do that. Like, I'm just sorry, that's just the way it is.
Okay, do hair on clean heads. That's the motto. I have seen folks say, "Oh, I'm not, washing hair during COVID." So y'all gotta make sure you wash your own hair. Not everybody knows how to even wash properly. I'm sure you know.
That's so true.
Personally, I like when I do go to the salon or when I'm having my hair done. That was part of that's the massage part, right? To make sure.
Yeah.
So do hair on clean heads. Now, how do you handle when you do get your clientele and you got people coming in? Do you handle your own accounting, or would do you have someone else who helps you with that?
At this moment, my business is not that big like that. I handle everything myself.
Okay.
I know a little bit about accounting, and if I need assistance, that's what my mom does. My mom is accounting.
Mm.
So it's not like I'm not left in the dark.
Okay. Because I know with, a lot of small business, it's hard to be a specialist in your profession then have to turn into a bookkeeper and an accountant.
It gets, those nights get long.
Yeah. And my CPA that I have, I tell people, for years, I recommend my CPA to people because it's like when I started, it was $170 a month that I would pay. And that is totally worth it. I actually, for another one of my businesses, have to pay more than that now with the same CPA because he's gone up. But they handle my bookkeeping, they keep me legal, and I'm like, it's worth it because I remember the days of trying to do it myself or have seasonal help. It's just it costs me more in time because that's not my specialty.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not looking to be my bookkeeper forever. This is all a start.
Okay, well, if you ever need someone and you can't find somebody, ictaxadvisors.com. So you go back to this interview, you say, wait, hold on. That's I've used them for many moons. Now, with getting the money, every business owner, they have goals that they can see themselves going a certain way. Where do you see yourself going? Where would you like to be in the next 5 years?
It's hard to say because my hands are in a lot of pots. Um, on top of assisting my own business, I also try to help my husband with his business. So, but I do want to start. I do want to get up my own salon, and have it, and run it. But I don't know yet. I'm not 100% sure.
Okay. I'm just kick game real quick because I had interviewed recently a woman in Miami who she has a medical spa, and she had me. I mean, her Instagram, it's fabulous, right? And she had me wanting to. I told everyone. I told my wife. I told my sister-in-law. I told my business partners in Kenya that have a beauty salon. I said, we all need to learn how to do these procedures to add on. And I know there's so many people here in South Florida, but she teaches this as well. And she was like, it's under $1,000 how she teaches how to do the freezing or the laser lipo and all that. But she was like, 90% of my students go and open up their own medical spa and they have access to me. And I said, see, I even want to go in there because I said, I always like to pick up tools, and I know what I can't do, but I know what I could do is buy a machine and know how the body works and say, look, I'm gonna scope you out. I could be anywhere in the world, right? And so I'm putting that on my family's vision board because I asked her, could my 10-year-old do it? She's like, now they got to be 18, but I mean, there's so many avenues to what you do in beauty, and people are always going to need to look their best. So yeah, the salon, I can dig it. I can feel it. The Bohemian Salon kicking off. What with do you teach your daughter how to to do this? Yeah.
She works with me. That's my assistant.
Okay. And how do you go about doing that with children, and what is the right age? Because me, like I just told you, I'm trying to push attention to her at 7 writing a book. So, what is the right age, and how do you get them interested in that?
My daughter was interested on her own. I didn't have to force or anything. She wanted to learn, so I just taught her. And even when I work if I do plaits or something like that, something that's going to take me a very long time, she assists and she loves it.
And what age did she start?
Um, she's been doing this since she was 10. She's 13 now.
Okay. So she's all the way just emerged. No, that's a beautiful thing.
She be asking me, okay, when the next time she working?
Oh, I love it. I really love it because kids, I mean, that's what you know, work hard for, to make sure they're secure, but you also want them to be able to secure their own bag.
When she
So,
was in fifth grade, her fifth grade teacher told me she's going to be a billionaire. She's going to do big things. She's going to own her own business.
Jesus.
Oh, okay.
Hey man, I like that type of talk. And how do you, you know, your husband has his business. How do you balance the time? Is it that is your business kind of the side hustle and his is the main thing, or do you guys kind of just say, you know, between this time and this time we're going to be working on our business?
It's, I mean, we both, make plans with our business. Our business to us, to each other is first. And if we need assistance with each other business, then we go to each other.
Okay, okay. Because he's like a jack of all trades. And I know I had asked you, I said, man, find out if you know him or if he knows people who are interested, because I want to be in all the counties doing work because the work is plentiful, but the
Yeah.
laborers are few. Um, you know, but it sounds like he's so tied in where people are just able to call him and say, hey, we need you to do this, we need you to do that. So I was just kind
Hmm.
of wondering, so a lot of people have problems like balancing if their spouse is doing something and who's going to take care of the child, type thing. But it sounds
Well, 90% of the time, my child's with me. Um, so like I say, she wants to work, and even if it's not working, she wants to be there. So, as far as balance, it's okay. I mean, it could be better, but that's things that we're working on as far as with our business, trying to, get them off the ground and get it where everything is good.
and with the success that you've had and been able to get, your clientele, is it through word of mouth? Is it online? How do you get your customers?
I would say more of word of mouth. I'm not good with social media, but word of mouth, and I also pass out. I leave business cards and hair stores and little places too. So because I even every now and then I get people call me, oh, I got your business card from this hair store over here, and I'm like, oh, okay, you know. So it's just different ways to do it, and I just kind of spread myself out throughout a lot of different ways instead of just one.
Now, have you had any problem with people valuing your services and trying to talk you down when you say this is the price and they say, I don't have that, but I have maybe half of that or a quarter of that? And if so, how do
I
you deal
mean,
with that?
I'm flexible. I'm just just don't try to use me. I don't like to be used, but
Okay.
I'm very flexible. I don't mind breaking out with people. Because I know it's not easy, and just as well as I have problems, somebody else have more problems than me.
Okay. Do you find that to be a common thing? In my business, it's very common amongst Black people, especially because they say,
Hmm.
oh, help us out, or can you do this for the church? And the church could be a mega church. And you're like, hold on, I got to eat too. So,
Hmm.
I find it to
I
be
have had to tell I have had to tell a person that before, and it's just at the end of the day, you can't. I don't like to beat around the bush. The same way I don't want to be beat around the bush. Don't I want to do it to nobody else? If you tell me, okay, hey Lexus, I can't. I want my hair done on Monday, but I can't pay you for Friday. I've worked that out with customers. I have a client that does it to me all the time, but I have no problem with it because he let me know.
okay. But that's somebody you've had got a relationship with, and I
Yeah.
like to hear the stories. Just because I know I'm not the only one, and I've heard others tell me even in hair, folks will after you're done doing the hair they'll tell you, oh, I don't have all the money, and and I'm like, how do you do the work get the work done and somebody tells you they don't have the money and they knew the price. So I just kind of like to hear if that's a common thing.
But you know, that's very common in our community.
Yeah, but you know what they don't do? They don't go outside of the community and ever do that.
Nope. They pay the white folks whatever they want.
Yeah. And I've been in high-end, you know, salons that are even black-owned. As a kid, the place my mother went, and you know, all the popular people in town and famous wives go there, but that was never an issue because they know you'd get talked about too, and everybody would know your business. And say, man, you know, she didn't have the money and she had to, you know, go donate blood to get the hair done. But that it didn't happen. And so I just sometimes think, do you guys think maybe I just look like this, like somebody you are going to get over on? And so I just, you know, always just wonder about everyone else's business. Now, I want you to think about, you know, when you hit whatever success is to you, what is the community give back that you are doing now or that you would like to do in the future?
I mean, kids are number one to me, like whether they're mine or not. And like, I enjoy teaching kids. So like, if that's a reality, then if that's part of what comes with my salon, yeah, because nobody deserves to be treated badly, you know, and some kids, that's what they're getting at home. And if my place can be somewhere that they can feel safe, then I'm fine with that.
Well, you know, when you said that, I think about, so my business in consulting and public relations and community development, I've been part of projects where we've actually looked out, recruited people in different professions. Sometimes I remember in Massachusetts, I brought them to the jail. And then in another state and in Massachusetts for another platform at the Phoenix Academy, I would bring in speakers. But there are government monies looking for people like you who will teach a group of kids for, you know, maybe a semester, and they pay you. And so you could definitely look into that. Usually what happens is the community organizations get that money, then go find the people. But you yourself could go to the SBA, go to SCORE locally. These are all organizations in nationwide. And also go to the city and say, what government contracts, they call them RFPs, requests for proposals. What contracts do you guys have that are for the youth? And they have people for free that will show you, research it for you and say, these are what we're looking for. What do you have? And they'll even help you put it together. I mean, all this stuff is free. You just got to know where to ask, because I mean, there was a time I was getting paid a grip of money to recruit the people, and these were free volunteers. But then on the other side, you can get a grip of money by teaching. I've had clients who've made millions of dollars just teaching communities in different states, you know, how to do this. So I just throw that out there because you have a, you know, you're cool temperament, but you just have to know where the money is, and somebody is looking to give it to you to get these kids interested in something outside of TV. And, you know, not that you can't make money on TV, but they just have to be led a certain way. And a lot of parents, don't have it in them to lead. So yeah. So I want to, you know, just get your story out there, let people kind of know what's going on. You see, now I'm competing with the rain as I'm doing my closing. But be blessed, Alexis, and I'm going to get out this rain before it hits me. I'm covered, but who knows with this Florida weather.
All right then, Kellen.